How's it going? This is your ukulele instructor Mason, you know who it is, and today we're going to be discussing the basics of baritone ukuleles. That means I'm going to teach you the tuning and the chords, okay? If you have a baritone ukulele at home, that's great. Follow along with me and I'll teach you the chords. And I'll put pictures of the chords so you can still follow along with me, okay? So, without further ado, let's get started. Now, normally you would hear this basic tuning on a ukulele. It's just the basic tuning, and these are the chords you would normally hear as well. Listen. So, those are the chords you would normally hear on a ukulele, the regular one. But on a baritone, they're going to be completely different chords, and I'll show you what I mean. So here's the baritone. So first off, I'm gonna play a little game with you. Okay, I'm gonna play a little game. So, what I want you to do is I want you to guess the chords by listening to them. If you guess it right, you have to give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, okay? So, I want you to guess the chords by listening to them, okay? So, first off, the tuning. It's tuned like a guitar, it sounds like a guitar, and has the last four strings of a guitar. Listen. You hear the last four strings? Okay, now, the chords. So first off, this would be your C chord, but it's not going to be a C chord. It's going to be a completely different chord. Now remember, guess the chord by listening. If you guess it right, give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, okay? So, here we go. Remember, listen with your ears, okay? Here we go. Guess it? If you guessed G, then you are correct. It is G. And here's a picture of the chord G so you can remember what it is, okay? So remember, it's this G chord, basic G chord. Alright, now, the next one. This would be your C7, but guess what? It's not going to be C7. It's going to be a completely different chord. Alright, guess the chord again. Remember, listen with your ears, okay? Here we go. Did you guess it? If you guessed G7, then you are correct. It is G7. Now let me tell you a little thing about G7. G7 gives you the cue to go to C. So when you play G7, when you hear G7, you'll be like, oh, that's my cue to go to C. So when you play G7, that leads you straight to C, okay? Now look, it's G7, okay? And here's a picture of G7 in case you forgot, okay? This is G7. Now, it's gonna lead us to C, all right? This would be C. Actually, this would be your F chord, okay? This would be your F. This would be F, okay? But it's not going to be F. It's going to be a completely different chord. And you probably know what the hint is already, okay? So, yeah. You don't need to guess this one, okay? I already said it, okay? It's C, okay? You don't need to guess it because I already said it. Now the other chord I just played, this would be G7, but guess what? It's not gonna be G7. So remember, listen with your ears, okay? Guess this chord. Here we go. Guess it? That's correct. It is D7. So yeah, that's D7. And the little thing about D7, it takes you back to G. So when you hear this, you'll be like, oh, that's my cue to go back to G. So here we go. Alright, so now, this would be your G chord. And you guessed it, it's not going to be G. So, remember, listen with your ears, guess the chord, okay? Here we go. Did you guess it? If you guessed D, then you are correct. It is D. This would be G, but it's going to be D. Now either D7 or D takes you right back to the G, okay? So D7 or D takes you right back to the G, okay? So now, this would be your A chord, and you guessed it, it's not going to be A. So remember, guess the chord and listen with your ears, okay? Here we go. Did you guess it? E. That is correct. That is E. Now, this would be your A minor chord, just one finger on the top string. But guess what? Not going to be A minor. Remember, listen to the chord, guess the chord, listen with your ears, okay? Here we go. I think the top string needs changed. But anyway, can you guess it? E minor. That is correct. This would be your E minor, but guess what? Not gonna be E minor. Remember, guess the chord, listen with your ears, okay? Here we go. Did you guess it? It's B minor, that is correct. Now, this would be your E7, but guess what? Not going to be E7. Now remember, guess the chord, listen with your ears, okay? Here we go. Guess the chord. Guess it? If you guess B7, then you are correct. It is B7. All right, now this will also be. Gotta try to think of something here. So this would be B minor. Oh, okay. Now I remember. So this would be your D7, but not going to be D7. Remember, guess the chord, listen with your ears. Here we go. Did you guess it? If you guessed A7, then that is correct. Now, this would also be A7. Listen. See? You hear the little A7 in there? This is A7, and this is A7. See that? So yeah, when you make those chords, when you make those chord shapes, they're always going to be different, okay? But you know what's so cool about having a baritone ukulele? Because you can do this. So we're gonna do a little test, okay? What I want you to do, I'm gonna put the pictures of the chords that we learned, but we're not gonna go through all of them, okay? Well, we're not gonna go through all of them. I'm only gonna put G, G7, C, D7, and G, okay? Those are the chords we're gonna be going through, okay? Because I want you to practice and practice, okay? I want you to practice those chords, okay? So, ready? We're gonna start off with slow strumming, okay? Here we go. All right, here we go. G7. That's our cue to go to the C, okay? Remember that. That's our cue to go to the C. Here we go, C. Right, back to G. Okay, now we're gonna go to, we're gonna do this again, okay? G7. Now C. Now we're going to go to D7, okay? Here we go, D7. Alright, now to finish it off, we're going to go to G. Sounds beautiful, doesn't it? When you have a baritone ukulele, it sounds very, very nice. It sounds deeper. And it sounds pretty calming. You know, I'm gonna mess around with this. So yeah, those are the basics of baritones. Now remember, when you make these chords, they're always going to be the same chord shapes, but they're going to be completely different chords, okay? Now if baritone does not work for you, then you just stick with the regular. If I can handle it either way, the regular uke or the baritone, it doesn't matter. So, I hope you enjoyed this basic lesson about baritone ukuleles. And if you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, turn on those notifications, because I'm trying to make you a awesome ukulele player, as you can say that. So, I'll still be making some more ukulele tutorial videos and some ukulele lessons, okay? So, this is your ukulele instructor Mason saying keep strumming, keep calm, and uke on!